Hillside Cottage. Julia C.R. Dorr, author. Julia C.R. Dorr was born at Charleston, South California, February 13, 1825. Before she was 2 years old, her mother died. She is the only child of William S. Ripley and Julma Caroline Thomas. Miss Dorr commenced writing at an early age and has written much, both in poetry and prose. Her publications, however, did not commence until 1848. Her first attempt at prose, "The Story of Isabel Leslie," had the singular success. About Hill Cottage, there was no spot in all Elmwood that we children so dearly loved to visit as Hillside Cottage. No matter where our wanderings began, whether we started for the meadow in pursuit of the rich strawberry, for the thick woods where the wild flowers bloomed so luxuriantly, to watch the spectacled trout as they darted swiftly through the water. It was a strange thing if they did not terminate somewhere about the sweet wild place where Aunt Mary lived. I well remember Aunt Mary's first arrival in Elmwood. For 2 or 3 weeks it had been rumored that the cottage on the hill was to receive a new tenant. Some slight repairs were going on, and someone had seen a wagon loaded with furniture unladen at the door. This was enough to excite village curiosity, and when we assembled in the church the next Sabbath, I fear that more than one eye wandered from the pulpit to the door to catch the first glimpse of our new neighbor. From that hour, my visits to Hillside Cottage were neither few nor far between. My parents laughed at me enthusiastic praises of my new friend, but they soon became assured that they were well grounded, and it was not for long before the answer, "Oh, she has only gone to see Aunt Mary," was the most satisfactory one that could be given to the oft-repeated query, "Where in the world has Jessie gone now?" She lived almost the life of a recluse, seldom mingling with the villagers, save in the services of the sanctuary. When like a ministering angel, she hovered around the couch of the dying, formed to be an ornament to any circle and to attract admiration and attention wherever she moved. She yet shrank from public notice and was rarely seen except by those who sought her society in her own little cottage. Here was a character singularly lovely and symmetrically, with a mind strong, clear, and discriminating. She yet possessed all those finer shades of fancy, in the opinion of many, can rarely be found in women, combined with a high degree of talent. Love of the beautiful and sublime was with her almost a passion, and conversing with her, when animated by her favorite theme, was like reading a page of rare poetry, the work of a well skilled hand. Years passed on. The little village of Elmwood had increased in size, if not in convenience. The old church had given place to one of the statelier, main and prouder vestments. The winding land with primroses and violets had become a busy street, with all with tall rows of brick wandering it on either side. To those few it was evident that her love of seclusion was rather the effect of some deep grief that had in early life cast its shadows over her pathway than the constitutional tendency of her mind. Conclusion: the history of women, dear Jessie, is generally simply a record of the working of her own heart. In ordinary cases, She has little else to consider. The world of affections is her world, and there finds she her appropriate sphere of action. It will be difficult for her to draw aside the veil from her own heart and lay it open to the gaze of any other being without in some degree betraying is the confidence reposed in her by him who should be nearer and dearer than all the world beside. The heart is like a temple, you see. It has its outer and its inner court, and it has also its holy of holies. The outer court is full. Common acquaintances, those that we call friends merrily, because they are not enemies gathered there. The inner court, but few may enter the few who we feel love us and to whom we are united by the strong bonds of sympathy. But the but the San- Santorum, the holy of holies, that must never be profaned by alien footsteps, wife had said. With her thoughtest I will go, thy people shall be my people, and thy God my God.